Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to my Halo Series 2 Episode 1 kind of review. I'm not going to go super in depth with every play-by-play that happens in the episode, but I just want to give my kind of initial thoughts on the episode. I just watched it, took some notes. I felt like a proper reviewer while watching it. I just kind of want to go over my thoughts on it, what I actually enjoyed and what I disliked about the episode. But I will say this is definitely a step above season 1 already. By far, they have absolutely learned a lot of lessons that we were complaining about with the first season. There are so many different elements that I just immediately enjoyed so much more, from the music, the tone, the dialogue, the comedy, all of that. I say comedy, it's not like it's a full-blown comedy, but you know, it's just that little Halo comedic flair was definitely evident, which I really appreciated. Right off the bat, they kind of just brush over season 1. They just kind of show like a little hint that, yeah, that happened, but now it's over and we're moving on from it, because I think season 2 actually takes place 6 months after season 1. If you didn't like season 1 right off the bat, season 2 just kind of skips right past that. Then it heads into Silver Team being on a mission, and this is probably my favorite part of the episode. It shows a bunch of Marines heading towards a village to warn of an incoming attack. Silver Team is kind of shepherding them, just kind of being Overwatch during this mission. And then we get to see Master Chief in all his glory, sprinting like a Spartan does, using the grapple hook, which I absolutely loved. The dialogue was also very good among the different Spartans and Chief and the Marines with the villagers. Like, it all just kind of flowed and felt quite authentic to what you would expect from Halo. There is one comedic bit that I really appreciated where Chief is in some fog, there's some fire incoming, and it turns out to be some Marines. And he basically says, I could tell that you're Marines because you're bad aim. It's these little moments that really make me think that the producers and the writers actually looked at Halo itself to write this show.
I don't believe it!
Speaking of the fog, that entire scene was beautiful. The cinematography really does feel like a high budget production and not some cheap TV show. And then rolling into the actual action itself, the fight scene with the Chief and the elites was absolutely brilliant. It was really, really fun. And again, it didn't feel cheap. It actually looked brilliant. It didn't look like some cheap video game CGI. It actually felt very well, highly produced. Moving on from that, we actually get to see a glassing take place, because we're not quite on Reach just yet. We are on a different planet whenever this is taking place. We get to see a glassing, and it is visceral. It is really, really action-packed. You see the ground turn to molten lava. You see ships getting shot out of the sky. It really does an awesome job of portraying what a glassing would be like from the ground. So I'm really excited to see when we actually get to see Reach get glass, because I can only imagine that's going to be 10 times better. What I really appreciated as well, which was probably one of the biggest complaints from season 1 from a lot of people, is the helmet. Obviously, Chief does take his helmet off in season 2. If you weren't expecting that, I don't know what to tell you. But the way they utilize the helmet when it is on is much, much better. It's used as kind of an emotional centerpiece where you can see things in the reflection of the visor. Kind of just give Chief an emotional nudge in some ways. Obviously, Chief is a bit of a stoic, quiet character. So they finally learned how to use the visor, use his slight movements, use what's in the reflection of the visor itself to kind of speak for Chief and to give the viewer an indication of how he may be feeling in that moment. Chief is still a human under that helmet, so I think this is a really good way of showing that. But as I said, Chief does take his helmet off, so please do expect that if you're going to watch this episode. But in my opinion, I don't really mind, to be honest with you. My issue with season 1 is that he would take his helmet off in weird places that wouldn't make sense. If you're in the middle of a battlefield and you take your helmet off to have some emotional moment, that's stupid. But if you're chilling in your base where everything is safe and you have no need to worry, then of course you'll take your helmet off. I don't think Chief lived 24/7 in his armor if he didn't need to, so I personally don't have an issue with this. And for people that are like, well, I don't want to see his face at all because it breaks the immersion, you just have to remember, this isn't canon. This is not the actual real Chief. This is just the TV show Chief. So I just fully disconnect the two to myself to make myself not really care. Let's talk about the new intro. Of course, season 2 brings along a new intro. This intro absolutely slaps. I really love everything about the visuals. The music specifically just really hits all of the spots that I would expect from, you know, being introduced to a new season of Halo. So whoever worked on this did a brilliant job. We also get introduced to Ackerman, who is Halsey's replacement, and this actor absolutely nailed it. His presence on screen is brilliant. The way he kind of conducts himself is very interesting, and just everything about him has me completely hooked to learn more and see more of him in every scene from now on. But Ackerman and the Spartans already have a bit of a interesting dynamic, so I'm sure that will just get better and more interesting as the season goes on. We also get to see Soren again, obviously the washout, the Spartan that didn't quite make it. He is one of my favorite characters. I think everything about him is very, very interesting. He goes on a side mission to try and find Catherine Halsey because he gets a little bit of information. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite go the way that he expected, but Soren, he's back. Brilliant. Absolutely love that direction of the show. I really enjoyed Soren's part of the episode because we kind of got a small glimpse into why he is so angry and why he wants to find Halsey so bad, because obviously he hates her. He was so mad because of the Spartan program and how everything went for him. So it just is interesting, and again, excited to see how that all plays out. Now on to the two kind of negatives of episode 1 that I wasn't a big fan of. We get a part where Chief is kind of out in the town, you know, doing his thing, and it's kind of like, I've seen other people compare to this, a Blade Runner ripoff.
You look lonely. I can fix that.
He goes into this place where you can basically have like an AI pretend to be someone for yourself. And of course, he gets the AI to look like Cortana and he's talking to her, but it doesn't really play out the way that he hopes. And it's just kind of uncomfortable. Like, I get that they're trying to show the human side of Chief, but I don't know. This part just didn't really land well for me. I'm not gonna like really knock that much off the episode as a whole because of it, but it just felt a little bit strange. And at the very end of the show, Kwan Ha. Look, I don't necessarily hate Kwan. I don't think she's a terrible person. I don't think the actor is a horrible person. It's just her story in season 1, I thought, was just such a waste of time, and it really kind of soured that character for me. So I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to just immediately write her off because I didn't like what they did with the character in season 1. I'm going to have to wait and see what happens in season 2. But I know a lot of people are immediately going to be turned off because this character is making a return. So overall, I would give episode 1 a very solid 8 out of 10.
That's pretty good.
I think a 9 out of 10 for any TV episode would be pretty difficult, to be honest with you. And a 10 out of 10 is almost unachievable. So a really solid 8 out of 10, I think, is a very fair score. So Halo Series 2, Episode 1, off to a very strong start. I haven't quite watched Episode 2 just yet because I didn't want to watch Episode 2 and have that kind of sour my opinion of this episode. I'm kind of trying to make these all very individual because I do want to make a video on every episode. So let me know down in the comments, what did you think of Episode 1 of the Halo show? This is my first ever kind of review, so I know it's a little bit messy all over the place. I probably missed out some important details, which I apologize for. But if you want me to continue doing these reviews of each episode, just giving my quick thoughts, let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'm excited about season 2. It seems to be going in a good direction, so have a good rest of your day, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye.